Two more lawsuits that allege hazing within the Northwestern University Athletic Department have now been announced.
And this is shaping up to be the biggest hazing scandal in the history of college sports in terms of the sheer number of athletes allegedly involved here. Tia Ewing is in Studio 32 with more. Tia?
Well, Anthony and Natalie, today another lawsuit has been filed, as you just mentioned, against Northwestern University. This new hazing claim is against volleyball coach Shane Davis. This is just one of those cases. And joining us now to talk more about this is Patrick Salvi Jr., an attorney on the case. Thank you so much for being here with us today.
Thank you for having me.
You know, I remember last week you said NU hazing scandal, it could be the biggest ever in college sports. What is your investigation starting to unravel here about the university's culture as a whole?
Well, of course, this started with Pat Fitzgerald's suspension and then later termination, and people were asking questions. What changed over the weekend other than the student newspaper publishing more details? Well, what that then caused was a watershed moment, the breaking of the dam. Athletes from various sports have reached out to us. It brought new attention to a lawsuit that was filed just a couple of years ago by a cheerleader. We know, of course, about the baseball coach having been fired for bullying and intimidation and other wrongful acts. So we've heard not only from volleyball players, Jane Doe 1 being one of them, also softball, men's soccer, and we've heard stories from field hockey and other sports as well. So it seems to be a widespread problem that stretches all the way up throughout the athletic department and to the highest levels of the institution.
You know, Patrick, I know you currently represent 3 John Doe clients that were football players at the university. Now you have a Jane Doe that's coming forward. What similarities are you seeing in your clients' stories?
The similarities that we see are that a lot of these instances of hazing were reported or quite obviously known, if not by head coaches, by assistant coaches, trainers. It was not secret that these hazing incidences were occurring. And in fact, for Jane Doe, it was at the coach's direction. So what we're seeing is that the reaction from Northwestern was typically to check a few boxes, maybe some small repercussions, and then it was not only back to business as usual, but in the case of Jane Doe, retaliation, where she was essentially ostracized, isolated from the team, and treated poorly by the coach, where he would barely look at her or communicate with her. And then as a result, afterwards, after it was all said and done, less than a year after the very serious hazing incident that's detailed in our complaint, Coach Davis's contract was renewed, with athletic director Greg offering very glowing public remarks about him. And so what we see really is a culture that permeates throughout the athletic department that would allow such a thing to go on.
You know, Patrick, we've seen other cases in the past, civil suits that have been filed, not talking about Northwestern, but other universities as a whole. Those suits paid. A lot of these universities, they have big money. Is that what you're looking for here, or are you trying to get to the root of these allegations and look at the bigger scope of what you believe is going on here?
Well, here's how I think folks ought to look at this, and how every last one of the clients that have reached out to me and our firm and our co-counsel Steiner Law, who is involved in some of those other cases you mentioned, here's what they say to us, and here's what I've come to understand. I didn't play college athletics. The folks that we represent showed up on campus as 17, 18, 19-year-olds. They were made to believe that this egregious behavior was normal. And we know that, for example, in the football program, certain folks that were abused likely later became the abusers, and it becomes this vicious cycle. A lot of these folks go on to coach college and high school sports later on in their lives. And so when we think about this culture within sports where things are tolerated that would never be tolerated, for example, at a law firm, these are things that need to be rooted out of athletics. And we're not just talking about human beings, we're talking about kids.
Right.
People in their late teens and early 20s in formative years of their professional lives. And so what the goal of this is to root out this unnecessary toxic culture that leaves lasting scars on people, frequently physically and certainly emotionally.
All right, Patrick, we've run out of time. We appreciate you joining us on First at 4, and I'm sure we'll be hearing more from you.
Again, thanks for having me.